Live meeting is called to order. We're going to have invocation by the mayor, yours truly, and then we will have pledge will be led by Councilman PT. I'm asking that we all would stand for both the prayer and the pledge. Let us pray. Gracious God, we come before you with humble hearts, grateful for the opportunity to serve our community. Thank you for the trust placed in us and the responsibility we bear. Grant us wisdom in our decisions, unity in our discussions, and compassion in our actions. Help us to lead with integrity and to seek the good of all those we represent. Lord, we lift up our children and families during this summer break. May it be a time of rest, joy, and safety. Protect our young people as they play, travel, and grow during these months away from school. We also ask for your covering over our city as we endure this intense summer heat. Watch over our elderly, those without shelter, and those who work outdoors. Help us to be mindful of one another's needs and generous in our care. Bless our city, our citizens, and this meeting. That everything we do here tonight be guided by justice, fairness, and peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me as I recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, Councilman PT. We, as you can see up here tonight, we are one short. Councilwoman Washington, I'm sorry, Councilwoman at Large Smith is not able to be with us. Normally, we have our meetings on a Monday, but this is a Tuesday because yesterday was Memorial Day. And I just ask that everybody who is here, you would silence your cell phones. And if you are making any comment on any matter that we vote on, we got a short agenda for you tonight, I think deservedly so. But if there's any comment that you desire to make, ask that you would just stick within the 3 minutes. And we have a clock here if we need to certainly use that to serve as a reference for time. We encourage public comment, but again, we want it to be done in a respectful and decent way. Okay? And I hope that you adhere to those particular instructions that we have. With that being stated, our Councilwoman at Large Smith, who normally does this next motion for us, she's not here, so I trust that one of the other members of council will take that up and step in for it. But our next movement on the agenda is the read and approve of the minutes from our most recent meeting just a couple weeks ago on May 12th.
Mayor, I move to dispense with the reading of the minutes and approve the minutes as written of the May 12th, 2025 council meeting.
Second.
All right, motion is made and seconded. Any comment about this particular motion?
No.
From the council or from the public? All right, seeing none. Mrs. Hamilton, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nielsen,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. And just 4 items really on the agenda, which includes the financial report. We have a proclamation, and that proclamation is going to be read by Councilman Nielsen.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution number 41 of 2025, proclamation declaring June 2025 as Rural Farmers Market Month in the city of Natchitoches. Whereas the health and well-being of our citizens is of primary concern, and whereas supporting sustainable family farms and local artisans benefits the local economy, and whereas farmers markets provide access to fresh food and support healthy communities, and whereas participating in the Central Louisiana network of farmers markets is essential to helping the Natchitoches farmers market grow. Now, therefore, I, Ronnie Williams, Jr., Mayor of the beautiful city of Natchitoches, Louisiana, do hereby proclaim June 2025 as Rural Farmers Market Month in the city of Natchitoches and urge all citizens to participate in the activities planned hereforth, and I move to adopt resolution number 41 of 2025.
I second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Just some additional information to add to what Councilman Nielsen did, and we certainly appreciate our Community Development Department for putting this on. Particularly, we know Ms. Sharon Durham does such a great job with the farmers market, and there are others as well. And we're thankful for the vendors and all. But let me just share just a little bit of this, in addition to what Councilman Nielsen read. In the month of June, Louisiana celebrates Rural Farmers Market Month, an initiative that was spearheaded by the Central Louisiana Economic Development Alliance, known as CLEDA, to highlight the importance of local farmers markets. This month-long celebration aims to showcase the positive economic and health benefits of supporting local farmers and vendors. And again, there's a lot of the information, but again, the economic benefit, the health benefit as well of our farmers market. So again, we just happy to be able to continue to do the farmers market. I think it's we're off to a good start so far. I think we're off to a really good start. Ms. Shauna LeBroom, any other comment you'd like to maybe add to about just farmers market?
So our farmers market started a couple of weeks ago. We've had a pretty consistent crowd. All of our vendors have shown a profit. We've also added a few new vendors, so we're growing. And I'm pretty proud of Ms. Sharon for that. She has gone out. We also received a donation from the Bank of Montgomery to support our kids club. So they also made a donation for us, and we'll start we'll start in June.
Awesome. Well, look, keep rolling, keep improving that and being proactive in that. So, Councilman Nielsen, in just a moment, if this passes, we will ask Councilman Nielsen, also Sharon and Shauna, to get a picture. All right. Any comment about this proclamation? Again, such a great initiative and effort in our community. All right, seeing none, Mrs. Hamilton, roll call vote.
Eli.
Yes.
Nielsen.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
P.T.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Councilman Nielsen, Ms. Sharon, and I tried to get her to speak, y'all, but she didn't want to say anything, so it's all good. Shauna did a great job stepping in for her.
Where are the tomatoes and the squash?
Am I getting a picture for y'all?
Are we centered okay? I feel like we need it. Are we good? Just a little bit out of it. Flip that around. Yeah, your lapel. All right, here's
Thank you, appreciate it.
All righty, the next movement on the agenda, and again, we encourage people to come out, before I say this next one, come out to the farmer's market. We have how many more weeks? 10 more weeks? Okay. So 10 more opportunities to come. I mean, seasonings, food that's hot food that they may have, vegetables and things that are, canned, plants, all kind of things you can get. Soap. Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that. And look, I should say this too. Last weekend, we had what you call the Battle of the Badges. And the fire department, Chief Wynn and the fire department, they won. Okay, so look, that's great. Look, and I had just a couple funerals going on. It couldn't really get down there, but congratulations to you, Chief Wynn.
Thank you.
Look, it's a big deal. Look, they take pride. He's being humble right now, but they take pride in winning this stuff and preparing to meet. So it's a big deal. If you haven't been to one, you certainly want to do it. Of course, it's a year now before we do it again. But
It's a good time.
yeah, it is. It's all in good fun, huh? All right. So again, congrats to our fire department. Okay, so look, we've got an ordinance for final, and that's Councilman PT.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 019 of 2025, an ordinance amending the 2024-2025 budget to reflect additional revenues and expenditures. Whereas Louisiana statute requires that the city amend its operating budgets when the fund balance is being budgeted and there is a 5% unfavorable variance in the revenues and expenditures. I so move to adopt ordinance 019 of 2025.
I'll second.
Okay, motion is made and seconded to adopt this particular ordinance. And I think Clarissa has explained before, again, this is just a standard thing that happens, but just kind of remind us, Clarissa.
Yeah, so this is just in preparation of the year-end closing. The benchmark for the state legislative auditors is that we are within a 5% range on expenditures and on revenue. So this is where we go into the budget and adjust based on what has happened throughout the entire year. So if we had additional revenues that come in, we come back here and we recognize it as part of our budget, as well as if we've had additional expenditures or less expenditures than proposed, we go back in and we make that adjustment to make sure that we're in compliance.
So I'm sure there's a mixture. There's less and there's more
Oh,
in
yeah,
some
yeah.
cases.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so again, I know since I've been here, we've been doing this every year.
Oh, yeah. It's
Any
standard.
comments or questions about this particular agenda item? Nothing from council? Right? Mrs. Hamilton, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nielsen,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. All right, our final item before we do the financial report is a resolution read by Councilman Harrington.
This is Resolution 42 of 2025, a resolution appointing Mayor Ronnie Williams Jr. to serve as director and Tim Tusack to serve as alternate director on the Board of Directors of Louisiana Energy and Power Authority, which is LEPA. And I move to adopt Resolution 42 of 2025.
I second.
Motion made and seconded. Look, it's necessary to do this as, obviously, Matt retired. We've got Mr. Tusack coming on, starting in just a few days. Well, I guess really June 2, right? Because June 1 is Sunday. Yeah, June 1 is a Sunday. So, but, you know, when I first came in, we put Matt on as the primary and me as the alternate. And he made a comment to say, hey, you know, it's really mayors who are sitting on this board and going down to the meeting. I think it's once every quarter these meetings take place? I think it's once every quarter. So, and I don't have any pointer, but the guy in the middle there, that's the Minden mayor. Then you see the guy to the right with the blue shirt on, you see him? Mm-hmm. All right. So here's the Minden mayor. All right, so then you've got this guy here, he's a funny guy. This is Rain, the Rain mayor. I don't exactly remember where he's from, but this lady is Abbeville. Then that's Kevin, he's over Lipa. I want to say this guy is E-Rap. I'm not sure who everybody else, of course, you see Matt back there. But just to make that point that, you know, so that's why we do it. And it could be that both of us go to these meetings every quarter, but I don't know if there's any comments or questions about this particular agenda item. All right, seeing none, Mrs. Hamilton, roll call vote.
Eli,
Yes.
Nielsen,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
PT.
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Now we're on to the financial report by Mrs. Brown-Smith.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I'll go through these, and if you have any questions, please let me know. This is for fiscal year 24-25. That first pie graph just shows you how the revenue is broken down. We are in the red, if you can kind of see that color there. We're in the red, and we're at 4.9 million year to date. The next screen. So, I know it's a little bit tiny on the screen, so excuse us for that. But this is the fiscal year sales tax collections. And for the particular month of April, which that's what we're reporting on, we were up 10.3%. So that was really good. Our third highest month of the year, of the fiscal year. Total collections was $1.3 million, opposed to last year, same time, they were $1.2 million. So definitely an upward trend, a very good upward trend.
The next slide will just show a cumulative of the entire fiscal year up until April, and we are up 4.89 overall for the fiscal year. We are at 13.2 million in tax collections, and over last year where we were at 12.6. So definitely continuing in the upward trend. The next slide, you will see just a different display of the same, pretty much same information, being up at 10% in the month. And I think we got these duplicated, maybe. I'm seeing double. That may be my fault, Mrs. Ziza. My apologies. If you slide to the next one, I'm seeing double. Yeah, that's the same one. That's totally my fault. I wanted to see all that good news twice. So the next thing just shows you a bar graph, and it just picks out the actual calendar year versus the fiscal year, calendar year being January to December. And this just shows you the first 4 months of the year, which again, we're reporting as of April. And it just shows you the upward trend and how it compares to the last 3 years. And we have outranked pretty much all 4 months in regards to collections opposed to the last 2 years of collections. This is showing you 2023, 24, and 25. So you can see those bar graphs, 2025 being the green, the outermost bar, and it shows where it does exceed in each month for those respective months. So definitely still going in a positive direction. This again shows you that kind of that same information, but in a consolidated manner. You can see how it's trending up from 23, 24, and then up to 25, doing exceptionally well there, up 5% over the year when we're looking from January to April. So again, doing really, really good there. 2024, you have 4.6 million in collections. 2025, you have 4.9. And again, we're looking at the calendar year, which is January to April. The previous information was our fiscal year, which is June to May. The next will show you our TIF tax, the 2% tax that we have. This one is up for the month of April, 22%. Last year, this same time, we collected 23,000. This year, same time, we collect 27.5. So we had an upward trend of 22.44% there. So still trending up in a positive direction. Now this one is really hard to see up there, so my apologies. But just to kind of go through this information, this is for some of our economic development districts. I don't think that we have the maps up there, so please don't ask me. But we usually have the maps attached. But this is for our economic development districts. For our EDDA, we are slightly down $5,000 from last year. It equates to 20%, but I want to make sure I said 5,000 because 20% sounds like a lot, but wanted to make sure I said 5,000 first. So we're just slightly down $5,000 from last year. So we're at collections of $20,215 for the year. And this is looking at January to April. For our Economic Development District C, we are up 16%, which equates to 24,000. So we are up in that category, 24,000 when we're comparing 2024 to 2025.
Clarissa, where is A?
Why would you ask?
Because I forget every
I
time
always
too.
have to refer to my maps.
Okay.
So
The maps are over there.
The maps are not here
Okay.
today, but ask me that the next meeting.
I got you.
I can tell you. But we are up. I'm sorry, we're slightly down, but we're up in C. So the newer ones I actually know because I was here for those.
Okay.
So these that are under Economic Development D, we're slightly down 2% there. So just a few $1,000 down in Economic Development D, but definitely still kind of holding to where we were last year. Economic Development E, we're up 8% there. So we're up about $3,000 there. In Economic Development District F, we are up 6% there. So about $1,000 or so dollars. So those are some of our smaller EDDs, but we're trending upwards in E and F. No questions? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So TIF districts, and this is our 2% hotel occupancy tax. We are up 22%. So we are up 22% in the TIF district, so that's really good, especially leading into our summer months to already be up and traveling. Well, the majority of traveling hasn't happened. So glad to see that number. In our TIF district C, we're up 9.8%, so up about $8,000 from last year. So trending upward in both of those areas. So that's showing to be really, really good. Again, we haven't entered into some of our higher traveling months. So looking really good for the city of Natchitoches in regards to sales tax. And then the last one was just one that I don't usually show this one, but it was very interesting in our discussion at the sales tax commission meeting, and we are up 20% in vehicle sales. So they were kind of surprised to see that we're selling so many vehicles. I know we have some newer dealerships, out there on the bypass. So we are up 20%. If you look at January and February, we jumped from a negative 2.79% to up to 20% positive. So yeah, so not sure what has done that for us, but we're not complaining, that's for sure. So that was just one unique one that we don't usually show, but was a topic of conversation at our meeting. So, any questions regarding sales tax numbers?
So do you attribute the 10% to the auto, a lot of it?
Well, some of it, but we haven't been seeing, honestly, even in lieu of that, as you can see in the previous 2 months that they reported there, we've continued to see an uptick in our sales tax. So I'm not going to say that we can contribute, some, but the city is doing well when it comes to sales tax and spending within the city.
Looks
It's
like
definitely an upward trend.
every 4 months,
Yeah.
we get a big kick upward.
Yeah. So it's looking good. We hope to continue that. I know we have some, some reservations about sales tax as, certain things have happened, but right now we're trending upward.
Overall, I think it's a really good report. Obviously, you got some dips, but I think you got more ones going in the positive direction than you have those dips.
Right, especially some of our higher yielding taxes are in a positive direction. The ones that are downward are, like I said, 5,000 or less. So not just great that monetary value there.
Okay. All right. Well, look, certainly always ask any questions about those reports that you may have even after the meeting is over. Again, we always encourage to download Regroup and the Go Natchitoches app. Obviously, we're getting into some hot months. It's been hot these last couple of days, but we still have some things that are taking place during the summer that we, want you to pay attention to, and we'll say what those are. And we are always looking at what the expectation or what the outlook is going to be in terms of hurricane season. Thankfully, the last couple of years haven't been really detrimental to us, but we obviously want to keep, we don't control it, but we want to keep that in mind. And we do use Regroup, not just for those major storms, but as we say in other areas. So just encourage people to do it. Our next meeting is going to be June 9th. So that's our next meeting, so we'll get back on schedule with that. As Sharon has already mentioned, the Natchitoches Central Band is going to be performing from 9 to 11, so I really appreciate our community development crew in terms of how they try to make these farmers markets interesting. So you're not just going to purchase fruit and vegetables and food, and they've got a vendor who sells drinks, I think. Can give you some lemonade and some other types of drinks. So it's all kind of cool vendors down there. So we encourage you all to participate in that. So we got one happening this Saturday. It's always from 8 to 12, 8 to noon. And then decorate your own canvas vegetable tote. And I know one thing, we did a cool little art deal. Is that, what are y'all gonna do with that?
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing, it's still ongoing, throughout the market.
One stroke art, that's not gonna be finished till the end of the market.
So you can add to the, so they have a canvas and you can go add to the artwork. One stroke, you get one stroke, okay. I couldn't find my stroke the next week after I did it, so we had to do another one. But, okay, well, and then we have one coming up on June 7th as well. I don't know if we have a particular theme, but June 7th. All right, Juneteenth, Freedom Day Parade. This is going to be the 21st of next month, and it has a lineup time at 1:30. Parade starting at 3. Breathalyzer, as we do for all our parades within the city. And it just kind of shows who to contact, the councilwoman at large, Maria and those folks. And they give you just a parade route. So again, that's taking place at 3 p.m. And we have several things actually. And Sophie, if you would click the next slide, it may. So we have some things happening even before. This is just a part, one part of the slide. But we have some things taking place at the MLK Rec Center. What time is that? I don't know if we have that flyer in here.
10 to 9.
Okay, that's at 10, from 10 to 2. So I think it's a health fair tied into it. We've got some basketball going on. I know we're trying to do Lakeview versus Niagara Central.
Yes.
You know, the older heads or whatnot. And I think fraternity group playing against one another. I don't know if we did our first responders. We didn't do that one this year, did we?
We're still in the works for that.
We still, okay. All right, we're still
It's
trying to
still
do that.
on the table.
Well, we know a lot of times first responders, they have to go and things come up, so. But, you know, obviously, I'm basically an MVP, a star, superstar now. I'm guaranteed a few threes every game, you know, this year, so. But anyway, we'll have a game where we have some other people to play in that. But then we have the parade, and then after the parade, we have, starting at 6 p.m., we're going to have On Point Band there. We have DJ Chris is going to give us some sounds. Fireworks will be there. The kids on. Fireworks are going to conclude the event, right? And then pop-up shop food vendors. So many of the same things we've done before. And, of course, the featured artist is going to be Chris Ardewan. So we're grateful to have him come back again this year. And, of course, it's all free, but we are thankful for the sponsors who, you know, it wouldn't be possible without their work and their effort there. I can recognize some of them, but again, we do appreciate our sponsors who make this possible. All right. Beat the Heat Fan Drive. This is, you know, drop-off locations, Council on Aging. Again, we have very hot summers here in the South. That's why we kind of, over time, moved the Juneteenth outdoor festivities to later on in the day. So again, but this fan drive is for a good cause, Friday the 27th, from 10 to 12 noon. So fans or monetary donations are greatly appreciated. So again, we hopefully you would participate in that. And again, appreciate all the great work our Council on Aging does for our community. There's a third annual Zydeco food truck that's taking place on June 28th. And it's just a save the date. I guess more information to come out in terms of the time that it's going to start. And then this is one of those, you know, I consider this to be one of the biggest events on the calendar, our 12-month calendar. Of course, Christmas Fest is big, car show. We have Jazz Fest. We got Juneteenth celebration. So many other things we're doing. But this one is really, really big as well. And so just to look at some of those individuals, Danny Granger, you may have heard of before. Andrew Whitworth is going to be there. They always have some sports writers and folks like that. All of these folks are important, but I think the one who's most recognized and most notable, people know him more, is Nick Saban, all right? And they got him in the purple and gold, their LSU colors, because obviously he won a championship. I think that was 2003 for the LSU Tigers. So, again, it's going to be a big deal. We're excited about all classes. We're excited about this class as well. And, y'all, there are some free events that take place. They have an opening ceremony. They usually take place on that Thursday around 5:30. Basically, everybody speaks. They have hors d'oeuvres and things like that on that day. So we encourage the public to come. And then on that Friday, they have a big deal on the riverbank. They do fireworks, and, you know, you get an opportunity to meet all of these inductees on the stage. So, and then the training camp for the kids that Saturday morning. So those three events are free, open to the public. We encourage people to participate. And so we're certainly going to be making a big push to have our people here to come and take part in this. All right? Okay, and then this is interesting. I think this is the first year we're doing it. Somebody's doing it. I'm not sure we know who's doing it. But this is a Red, White, and Balloons, a balloon festival hot air balloons, live music, balloon glow, fireworks, food vendors, meet the pilots, balloon rides, and more. $25 per carload. I guess that's for the ride up. All right, but 4th of July weekend, adding something extra to the fireworks. So this is I think a cool deal. You know, so again, we're going to continue to put that out. But even in the hot summer months, you still got some great things going on in the city of Natchitoches. All right, I think that might be the last one. So a lot of things going on actually in the month of June. Anything else, Council? You got something else?
I got an event that's actually taking place today,
Okay.
and it's Randy Selly's birthday.
Okay. Awesome. Randy Shelley, happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Randy.
All right, good one, Councilman Harrington. If there's nothing else.
I'm 50 for the 29th time.
If there's nothing else, the chair will hear a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Meeting is adjourned. Have a great night, everybody. We need a control.